Hello and welcome to AGT Time. I'm Jay Bach along with
AGT commenter, he's back.
AGT commenter. Cody Patterson is not with us tonight. He is on a vacation. So when he's back in the saddle, it'll be sort of back to the standard. But commenter agreed to join me tonight, kind of help me get things going.
Yep.
And we are going to talk about judge cuts. Just sort of high level overview. What do you think of the episode? What do you think of how they put it together? What are your thoughts?
So obviously everything is just so out of whack because of the coronavirus and all that. So going into it, you knew it was going to be different. And I actually didn't hate the format of sort of just them reviewing auditions and then deciding based off of that, kind of their recollection of who should just go through and not waste the time having an audition again. I didn't hate that format, but when you cram it into one episode, you don't see who all goes through. There was some people I thought that got left out, and then to found out that they actually went through. So that part of it was fuzzy and hectic, it seemed like. The worst part is the ones where they have to send people home without seeing them again. That I don't like. So I like the idea of, hey, let's just revisit these acts' auditions. Oh yeah, it was really good. We don't need to see them again. Let's just send them through. I don't like the idea of also during that process eliminating acts without seeing them again.
Yeah. It's weird, like it feels like when you audition, you've made it through. Congratulations.
Right.
And then you're eliminated later. Like
Yeah.
I made it through so you could think about it longer. Like
Yeah. Right.
it doesn't feel like I
like
really made it that far.
It's like someone hiring for a company and they have 4 spots open. They accidentally hire 5 people and then they show up on the first day and they're like, oh, by the way, you have to go home.
Yeah.
We accidentally, like that would be really tough.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of review the acts here at the beginning, and it's a lot of the judges saying, "Oh, I remember them, and I love them, and we'll have to call them back." And ooh, that's going to be something to think about. And then we get a handful of acts that are going through, and a handful of acts that are eliminated. And we'll get kind of into all the acts that are going through. The bulk of the episode was taken up by the 10 acts that they asked to come back that are going to fill 5 slots in the live performances. And we can go over who those 10 acts are, or should we just do them? Let's just do them one at a time. We don't need to mention them all.
Fine.
So the first act that they brought back to perform for them is Simon y Maria, a salsa duo. They're 12 and 10 years old. They were clear back from the Auditions 2 episode. In their video package, they let us know, man, we're going to leave it all out there. So
yeah, pretty standard.
pretty standard stuff. What do you think of Simon and Maria? What do you think of their dance?
So they're okay. They're fine. And I think I had basically the same feeling the first time I saw them. They're your basic, average, everyday salsa group, dance team sort of, or group probably, duo. It's just not, it's not like, oh yeah, we get to see them again. I don't get fired up for these two. They're not bad. They're a perfectly adequate salsa dance group, but
I'm going to jump on that. You said they're not bad. And all that was going through my head while they were performing is bad salsa. The duo that is much better than them.
Much better.
It's like, they're not bad salsa. So why would we, like, there's no way they can win if it's head to head between them and bad salsa. Like, I just don't see any reason why they're even in this group of 10.
Right. You don't need multiple salsa groups at the lives unless there's 2 really good salsa groups. There's not. The bad salsa is a much better version of this.
Yeah. Okay. Heidi said, I love you guys. You were even better than last time. Sophia said, I think the song was much better, and I love the outfits, which they said was also made in Colombia. Howie said, we only have a few spots, but you did keep me smiling. And Simon said, I think this is a better routine than the first time we saw you. So not like wonderful praise, but not bad comments from the judges.
I never thought they would send them through based off those comments, though, which I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm spilling the tea there by saying they went through. I don't know if you
Nope.
wait till the end. Um, but yeah, I mean, I actually did think it was slightly better than the last time based off of my scores. But to be completely honest, I would have to go back and actually watch that first one and to really give you, like, if I know exactly for sure that I thought it was better. But yeah, I mean, those comments to me are like, oh yeah, good job, better luck next time, and then they went through, which they were probably the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah, I was surprised to see them in this group of 10. Um, Not really knowing who all we were going to get to see, or exactly, I didn't break down exactly who is going through at this point. So um, I'm fine to see them again. I don't expect them to go through based on that performance or just based on my
Right.
general knowledge. So that was Simon E. Maria. Next act of the night, though, was Craig Reed, our hula hooper. Do you remember Craig Reed?
No, so
No.
he didn't get featured on the actual episode of the online, correct?
Correct.
And I didn't watch the ones when they put them out because I was waiting to see them on the episode. So I never saw Craig Reed perform.
I don't know that he was even on one of the Show Must Go Online episodes. Like,
Yeah,
he just kind of came out of nowhere, and they said
yeah,
something like, oh yeah, you were one of the auditions that we saw after we were done
yeah,
filming, or something like that.
sure.
But he gets a whole video package, and he kind of talks about who he is, whatever. He's from the Highlands of Scotland. He's 35 years old and seems to live in Vegas now. Um,
Mm.
in his act itself, this is something that the producers helped put together for him. And he's at like this sign graveyard, neon light
Yeah,
graveyard in
yeah.
Vegas.
It
Have you
looks
seen
like
this place before, like on any?
no, but it looks like a level on like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. Like that's what it looked like. Like you'd be doing sweet tricks off of the big signs or something. That's what it felt like watching it.
I feel like I've seen this on like a Roadside America show or
Sure.
something, like oddities to
Yeah.
see in the world. So it's this Las Vegas graveyard, and he's got energy coming out of his nose. Like this guy,
Yeah.
he's all smiles, just mugging it
Yeah.
up for the camera, and he's spinning hula hoops on his hands and over his head and around, and he's doing all the tricks that there are to do with hula hoops. He ends with the like 20 hula hoops at once around his body,
Yeah.
and with the help of the producers, sort of the way that they did this one long shot that sort of followed him around. It was kind of fun to watch. What do
Yeah.
you think of his act?
The last move was pretty cool when he had all the 20. He looked like a slinky, which I think was kind of the whole thing.
Yep.
I think he might even said that, which was cool. But I was bored for the first 85% of it till that last move. I didn't see, there was no talent until to me until he did the 20 hula hoops. He was just sort of spinning hula hoops on his hands. I'm like, I was massively unimpressed by Craig, unfortunately.
Yeah, I generally felt pretty unimpressed, but I thought like they are putting him on this episode for a reason. He
Mm-hmm.
must be going through, right?
Yeah,
So like,
right.
okay, well, he's smiley enough and a big enough personality. They must think that America's gonna learn to love him.
Right.
So
Sure.
so that was that. But yeah, Craig Reed, our hula hooper. So um, the well, I guess I can go over Judge's comments here. Heidi said, "You have a lot of skill to do what you just did. I loved it." Howie said, "You look like a man trapped in a giant slinky," and that popped for me. It was
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Simon said, "You're a born performer. It was just fun." So
Right.
fine praise from the judges. I think, like you said, Howie said he looked like he was in a giant slinky. That was sort of the part that was the best.
Yeah.
Where does he go from here? Does he have a lot more tricks that he can do?
I would think not. So the thing about him, if he would have had a chance to do it on a stage live, I think it would have been better because I think he could have been more interactive, even like with judges and had them up there, like sort of the same route Brett Loudermilk took
Yeah,
of a relatively like one trick pony style act
yeah,
where all
pretty
he's doing is
benign
swallowing the
act.
sword.
Yeah,
and it's a talent that is a talent, but not one that's like, whoa, but then just turning into a cool, funny, entertaining performance. I think he could have done that in an actual stage setting. This was just a really, really bad YouTube video.
Yeah, it seems like he's got personality for miles, and
Right.
he didn't have an opportunity to sell us on his personality.
Yep.
What it came down to. Okay. All right. Next act of the night. This is Max Major, our mentalist, also in Vegas, originally from Maryland. And he is going to do his performance from atop the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. They do his video package, and then he plays this game with the judges where he's got 5 cards face down in front of him, and then face up, he's got the 5 cards with the judges' faces on them. And he has Simon basically match up the face down cards with the face up cards, and then at the end he reveals that all the face down cards match all the face up cards. You know, the face down one with Howie's face matched the one that was face up with Howie's face. Yada yada yada. So pretty good act. There was an additional part where he sort of revealed a piece of paper that had information written on it that Simon spoke about throughout his performance. So a part of the trick that we've seen with a lot of other magicians do. What'd you think of this act? Did you like how he did this? Did you like his personality?
I did. I like Max a lot, actually. I think he's the best magician now, because we sent home probably the other 2 that were the best, I thought, so far, with Ryan Trix and Winston. Both didn't make it through. So
Okay.
I think he's the best magician left. And I think he's got really good personality. You can tell he knows what he's doing. Both of his performances, even though they were, online away from the judges, still felt super professional to me, which I think probably is pretty tough. I liked him a lot. I thought he was one of the better ones of the night.
Yeah, that's worth saying. He did both of his performances from a distance.
Yep.
And over Skype or Zoom or whatever tool they use. So that's really maybe some kudos points at least. So
yeah, and it's not like he's Shin Lim where he's just doing tricks. He's doing interactive mentalism with the judges. Where like if Shin Lim had to do, or someone like him, even an Eric Chen had to do this online, it would be much easier for them, because they don't talk. They just do the tricks. They just do the routine. His is interactive. He's talking to the judges. They're giving him stuff for him to play off of. So it's been pretty impressive that both of them were online, and I was pretty impressed. I was more impressed. I thought this one was better than his first one, but both of them I really thought were pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I'd say this was better than the first one. I'd agree with that. Heidi said, "I'm speechless." Sophia said, "This was spectacular." Simon said, "This was one of the most astonishing things I've ever seen." Hyperbole much? I don't know.
Yeah. He's gotten a little bit more hyperbolic in his older days, I guess.
Yeah. Howie said, "The issue is you have to be incredible to move on." So Howie, it seems like his job is always to tap the brakes. Like, he doesn't ever want to give too much praise to anybody.
Yeah, except for comedians.
Well, yeah. It seems like his job is to remind everybody, like, we've got a lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
We said we really, really love you, but remember, there's
right,
50-50 shot here.
Yeah, like he seemed really pessimistic during this episode for some reason. I think it's because he was mad he had to be around people during a pandemic, knowing his OCD with germs and stuff. I'm sure it's probably stressful for him, I would assume.
Yeah, could be. On the other hand, I would feel like, with everybody washing their hands and everybody being socially distanced, it might have been the best, 4 months of his life.
I mean, and probably I'm sure all the precautions they're taking at that set outside of his house, it's probably the safest place he could go anyway. So
yeah. Very cool. Okay, next act of the night is Shakira McGrath. She's our country singer, singing "Redneck Woman" by Gretchen Wilson, or that's what she did last time. She tells us that she worked at Atlanta Braves Stadium, but they're not really having much opportunities for her to work right now. job stopped, the bills don't, and she's making the ends meet here. But
Yeah.
sings the song "Wake Me Up" by, I don't know how to pronounce this, Avicii.
Avicii.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
It's a pretty popular song. Is it on a commercial or something? Is that where I keep hearing
Yeah,
it?
I'm sure it was really popular for a couple years ago for a while.
Okay. So "Wake Me Up" is a pretty popular song.
Yeah.
It's sort of country adjacent. I don't know that it's
Yeah. So
really
yeah,
country.
it's more of a really more of an EDM song. Really, I mean, and that was to me the disappointing part about her performance. I wanted to hear her sing country again. I think Heidi noted that as well in her comments, was like the thing that was really interesting to me and why I actually thought like she caught my attention the first time she performed, because she was a country singer and I wasn't expecting her to be a country singer. I was expecting, sort of that big vocal hitting the big notes that we see a lot from singers like her. And she came out and sang Redneck Woman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What
Her
you
first
said?
song was
Yeah.
"Redneck Woman."
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool. This is different. I didn't expect this." And then she comes out and sings this song, which was good. She did a good job, but I was a little bit like, "Oh, I was kind of hoping to hear you sing a Carrie Underwood song or something." Just that we don't see. This felt a little bit more what you would expect to see from her type of singing, of hitting the big notes, super popular songs that might get picked by any singer that comes on the show.
Yeah, yeah. Simon said, "You lit up the screen. You have a very special talent." Heidi said, "To me, you are a country star." Sophia said, "Your voice is breathtaking." And pessimistic Howie said, "We're going to be fighting tonight." So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I had her for the episode. I had her ranked sixth.
oh,
So
okay.
her going
First one out.
through, yeah, I was like, I thought there was a clear five and then the next six, or the next five,
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't stunned. She went through. The only reason I was a little bit surprised is because of how many singers there already are. It's a loaded singer season as it is. I assume they'd go and take another Magic Act or another comedian or even Brothers Gage or something a little bit more out there than another singer, just because there's a ton of really good ones already. But they went with her.
Yeah, judges are pretty high on her, and we'll talk more specifically about the acts that are and are not going through here. But the next act to perform is stand-up comedian Ty Barnett,
Mm-hmm.
uh, dad from the South Side of Chicago. He's in his 40s. He was the one who said, I knew I was old when I started rooting against the teens in the scary movies."
Yeah, that was a great joke the first time.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Your parents told you not to leave the house.
exactly. Yep.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get what comes to you.
it's totally true too. I found that one to be really funny.
So in his video package, or sort of his presentation, he is going to tell jokes to some friends in his driveway in front of his garage. It looks like they're
Mm-hmm.
uh, all masked up, sitting in long chairs, all 6 feet apart. And he's up there. Has a lot of jokes about being a dad of two daughters. His two daughters with the same mom. So
That I laughed really hard at that joke, and I thought it was a great opener. It was I really I laughed hard at I tweeted about that joke. I was like, that
oh.
joke was killer. It was good.
Yeah, so he's clearly a good dad, and all his jokes come from a place of love, and
Yeah.
it was fun stuff. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of jokes, I guess, that I wrote down here, but
No.
Heidi said, "You're funny and likable." Howie said, "People don't realize how hard it is." Sophia said, "I think I laughed more than last time." And Simon said, "I can tell that you are nervous, but that's okay because nerves mean that you care."
Yeah, that's a good way of spinning it.
Yeah, yeah.
As if there's the people who aren't nervous when they're up there don't care about it or something. Uh, but yeah, Howie always talks about how difficult it is, which it is, but that's pretty standard for him. But I thought it was as good, no better than the first one. I still thought I thought he was going to go through, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see him in the ones going through.
Yeah.
As much for variety as anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, he seems like he's a talented comedian, This may be something that at least boosts his
Just to
general
start. Yeah.
appeal. Yeah. Okay, next act of the night. One of the standouts to me, one that I really enjoyed, is the Brothers Gage. It's the harmonica playing duo, Brody and Alex. They're 15 and 17 years old. They were back on audition 6 not too long ago. And they're going to perform, what's it called? Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Everybody in the club.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and it was different, them doing a song that is a pop song that everybody knows that you can sing along with. Doing that on harmonica is very different than something that's, that they write for themselves.
Yeah.
Highlight their skills in a certain way. What do you think of their performance?
Well, it's the playbook of like Brian King Joseph or Tyler Butler Figueroa.
Oh, very
playing
much,
an old styly instrument to music that is current and that people can relate with. So it's the same playbook. I actually did enjoy it. I don't know. The harmonica, I guess, probably just doesn't do it for me totally. And then they did the little 2-second sing at the end that was clearly just like a throw in, just sort of to end it. And they're clearly not good singers. And then Simon's like, oh, maybe they can sing. It's like, I'm going to say they can't, because it didn't sound good at all. But they seem like good kids. And I had them as a fringe kind of in that 6, 7, 8 range for the episode.
Yeah. I really wanted to like this performance more than I did. Their last performance was, I thought, better, highlighted what they do better.
Sure.
And if I recall, that was an original song that they did, something that they wrote for themselves. So, it's good. These are likable kids. They're young, 15 and 17. I dabble in the harmonica, and like, they have a very good control of the instrument, and they are technically pretty good. There's not much that I can say that they're doing wrong. But I, as a harmonica fan, as a harmonica player, like, was kind of getting bored, and I feel like that's because it was a song that I knew that I could, I knew where it was going,
right?
And there was nothing for me to sort of watch out for, to
right.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
You weren't caught off guard by anything that happened throughout the
by nothing.
performance.
So it was fine. They did a little dancing, they did a teeny tiny bit of singing at the end, but man, I liked their first performance better, I'd say. So
yeah, and this is another one that I think the stage thing would have helped them too, because again, this felt like one where I'm just watching a weird YouTube video that popped up in my recommended for some reason, and it just kept playing and it popped up. Like, this is another one that the crowd probably would really help the whole sense of these guys, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that feeding off the crowd feeding off them would have meant something more. But Howie said, I don't know if it was better than last time. Not a slam dunk. Sophia said, you make it kind of sexy. And Simon said,
they're 15 and 17, so that was a little weird, but
it was kind of sexy. Simon said, will singing be part of your act moving forward? He really wants them to be singers.
He was hoping they would say, yeah, absolutely, so he could vote for him, but
okay, so that was the Brothers Gage. I was disappointed. I really wanted them to be a clear top 5 of these 10, and I didn't feel like that was going to push them there. So I'm nervous going forward here. But the next act of the night, we've got Nolan Neal. He is our Chris Clafford wannabe. If Chris Clafford from Champions were from Nashville, Tennessee, he'd be Nolan Neal. 39-year-old. He's the one. His first song was an original that he wrote after he got out of rehab.
Yep.
So this one is a song, "You've Got the Love" by The Source. Are you familiar?
I was not familiar. No, I thought it was another original. I was like, oh, and I didn't love the song. I was like, oh, he sounds really good again, but I honestly am not really digging the song. And then the judges talked about, I don't know if it was Howie talked about how he arranged the song and he really liked it. And I was like, oh, I guess that's not an original, which I would have preferred it to be an original, because I always give a little bit of brownie points to somebody who can write music, because to me that's really hard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll give you a hint. What I do is I watch honestly most of my TV with the closed captions on. But if you
Sure.
watch America's Got Talent with the captions on, it'll tell you what the song is. Playing is such and such a song by so and so.
I watch
So
all of my, like, if I live stuff, I don't watch with the closed captions. Everything else I do. So this
yeah,
is like one of the only shows I watch where I don't have the closed captions. So that is a good tip, though.
yeah, and mine's time shifted enough. Maybe the captions are caught up or sort of locked in by the time I'm watching.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so definitely there's some stuff that when we get to the live shows, it might be a little bit harder. But
right.
Yeah, so You've Got the Love. I didn't know the song. I didn't I didn't walk away humming it, or I couldn't tell you any of the lines from it right now.
Right.
I wrote, he's got some pretty good like guitar strumming work, his kind of syncopated beats and the way that he uses the guitar. He's got a high tenor voice, kind of a scratchy voice. I remember liking his voice. Generally a pretty likable guy. I like Nolan Neal.
Yeah, Chris Clafford's the correct comp too. That's sort of the same lane he's shooting down. I really liked Chris Clafford last season, so I'm probably a little partial to him. I really enjoyed his stuff, but Chris Clafford had more range. He could go up and down the notes way. He sticks more in his comfort zone and hits good rasp and stuff, but Chris Clafford had a little bit more range. But yeah, I like Nolan a lot. I think I had him 4th for the night. So
okay. I feel like I should have maybe ranked all these 10.
I give a score for every one, so it ranks itself when I'm done. So yeah, that's
nice. Okay, Howie said you have a great sound in your voice. Heidi said you have a very special voice. Simon said you have great taste, and Sophia said I'm going to be fighting for you. So that is the judges. They were pretty, I'd say, generally high on Nolan Neal.
Yep.
Okay, next act of the night is Ryan Tricks. If I recall, from Australia, 28-year-old. He's got like neck tattoos. He's a pretty tatted up guy. He works, like, his day job is as a sewage treatment engineer.
Yep. And I think he's from Britain, isn't he? Because he's.
Oh yeah,
he was on Britain. Yeah. He was with Alicia. Yeah, I think he's from Britain. There's quite a few Australians this year too, so it's a little bit confusing.
Okay, so Britain's Got Talent. Judge Alicia joins him for his video. So apparently they did this in England.
Yes, he tweeted that either that or Instagram that he did it with Alicia in Britain because he couldn't come over to the U.S. because of the coronavirus. So he was stuck in Britain.
Yeah. So this trick was really kind of mind-blowing. Assuming there's nothing, behind the scenes going on, which I'd like to believe there's not. But
yeah, I tend to assume there isn't, because magicians, I don't think it's kind of a craft where you take pride in like mastering it to where it looks like magic. To actually fudge it and make it look, and to cheat it, I don't think that they would do that.
Yeah. So, it was a really good trick. He had Alicia think of a person's name, and then one letter at a time, he wrote it with like a Sharpie on his hand, and he wrote out the name, and gosh darn it, was the name that she was thinking of. Was it Nikki or Nicole or whatever?
Nicola, I think it was. Yeah.
Nicola. Yeah.
Nicola.
So, like, I don't know how he did that or how he gleaned those letters off of the conversation that they were having, but maybe Nicola is a more common name in England, or I don't know, but
Yeah.
That was cool. And then somehow, and I'm not sure again what was going on, but he like made a message that she was thinking about appear in text on her phone
Right.
to Nicola. So yeah, some really
Yeah.
mind-boggling stuff. I don't know what's
It
going
was.
on there.
Yeah. The problem I had was it was super quick. Like
Yeah,
I felt like it was really short, and then it just sort of ended. I was a little bit let down because I had high hopes for him. I really liked him. He was one of my top 10 for the season coming into, and I thought he was just going to go straight through. I was a little disappointed when he had to perform again.
right.
And then this one just, it left me feeling, I don't know. I almost felt like they made him perform again because they booked it with Alicia. To be totally honest, like I think they're like, oh, we need you to perform again because we got you Alicia Dixon to come and do it with you. So no matter what, we have to make you perform again. So I was a little bit disappointed just because it was kind of quick, and I don't know, it didn't have the same showmanship as his first one did,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is hard because I can tell his type of magic. I've seen him do like some of his Instagram and Twitter posts of videos of him doing magic very much involves him physically being like working with the sort of the whatever you want to call it, this the spectator, and like,
yeah,
you know, having them put their hands on things in his hands and sort of physically interacting with them like he did with Howie and Simon and stuff. So I think
yeah.
this trick was probably a little bit less than what he would have liked to do, I guess.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And, who knows what other business is going on as to why he wouldn't be going through. But man, like
Yeah.
that stinks. It stinks that he had to do this from a distance. I agree. I think that his first one was where Howie and Simon both picked the same card
Mm-hmm.
out of their like randomly. It seems randomly out of
Yeah.
their stack. So
Yeah.
this was cool. Like you said, it was quick. I don't feel like we
Mm-hmm.
got really his full personality. We didn't get the best of
Yeah.
Ryan Tricks. It's
Yeah.
disappointing. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we reveal it, but it's disappointing that he's not going through.
Yeah. I was really hoping to see him at the live shows because I thought his audition was one of the best of the season.
Yeah, yeah. Heidi said, "You have some skills." It was mind blowing. Howie said, "I enjoyed this more watching it rather than being a part of it than last time." Sophia said, "I love how you command the stage." And Simon said, "Your showmanship is superb."
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's Ryan Tricks. Next act of the night, Nick and James, N to the I to the N to the J-A. It's the Ninja Twins. Uh, they're they're 40-year-old twins from Bakersfield, California. They are um, the cross between Prince and Freddie Mercury, I think they said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That was what they went for.
the world's most energetic twins ever. They do Justin Bieber's song "Yummy." This is one that's on your workout playlist, right?
Yes, this is actually, I start every workout with Yummy.
Okay, is that like the 12-ounce curl or what's?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't say what the workout was, but
Okay, lift a donut to your mouth. Yummy.
yeah, exactly.
All right. They sing, they dance, they're entertainers. They're wearing shirts with the sleeves cut off that say "Wash your hands." I like the shirts. I could go for one of the shirts.
Yeah, that shirt I think sells in 2020.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite current. Um, they were. This felt a lot like our what's his name, Craig, our hula hoop
Read.
guy, Craig Reed. Yeah, felt a lot like Craig Reed in the like kind of long shot. We're going to follow you guys as you dance and sing and move, and they end by jumping into the pool, and
Mm-hmm.
it felt maybe a little overproduced. I don't know, but
Yeah, it was bad.
okay.
It was bad. You know who they remind me of, and I'm blanking on their name. I don't know if it was. I think it was season 13. The two twin teenage brothers that sort of did the same thing. What were they? What was they made it to the live shows?
Yeah, Cody was talking about them a couple weeks ago too. Um,
Mirror Image.
Mirror image. Yep.
That's who
Yep.
they
That
remind me
sounds
of.
right.
they're not nearly as good as singers as me or a visualist. And they're also not. They were out of breath. They were gasping for air by the end of this. It was really bad, and they were really bad the first time. And the fact that we had to see them again, like that, they were like, oh, we should check them out one more time. There was multiple acts that didn't get that second chance. And then, like, if you're watching at home as one of those acts that got told, hey, sorry, there's no room for you for your judge cut act, and then you're watching that, you got to be like, are you like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, like they are selling themselves on their personality, right? Like that's
Right.
what they are is personality.
Mm-hmm.
They happen to also sing and dance, or like they have to do something on stage,
Right.
within which they're going to show off their personalities. Like that's
Correct. They're
kind of
trying to
their
entertain.
yes,
Entertainment it's kind of like what Hans. Like Hans's
yes,
whole thing is that he's entertaining. He's not a particularly great
right.
singer, and
Am
the
I an
accordion
accordion
only gets
player?
him.
Like I play the accordion, but that's
Yeah.
not my act.
And
Yeah,
also the accordion, like you can't, it's not like a guitar. You can't do a sweet, move on an accordion. So, but yeah, it's sort of that same idea of, okay, I'm doing something, but what I'm actually doing isn't what you're supposed to be focused on. You're supposed to be focused on that it's kind of funny, it's kind of entertaining. But at the end of the day, I still end up just focusing on what they're doing, and and it's bad singing, bad dancing, and just not very good. But
yeah. Heidi said it's infectious. You bring fun to the pool party. It doesn't always sound great. Uh, Sophia said, I don't know what you guys are, but you are super entertaining. Simon said it was so bonkers, so crazy, and I actually like that. I think you're hilarious. Howie, pessimistic Howie said, are you yummy enough to move on? We'll have to see. So
yeah,
there you go. That's the Ninja Twins.
I mean,
Um,
Howie has taken on what Simon always used to be, which was sort of the Debbie Downer, back to
yeah,
earth
the
judge,
voice of
and
reason. Yeah.
Simon had a kid and just became super like happy, and Howie now is taking on the pessimistic role a little bit.
Big old softy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like I feel like there's room for a judge to sort of be pessimistic.
absolutely.
And Howie, he's not so negative.
No,
The voice of reason is what he is,
right.
not necessarily a pessimist
Yeah.
throughout. So, all right, next we're going to see Jonathan Goodwin. We saw him for I think 4 seconds in the Show Must Go
At the
Online.
most. Yeah,
Yeah,
at the most.
it might have been two.
Yeah.
In his, I'm doing air quotes, in his audition,
Yeah.
uh, which was like part of the Show Must Go Online part of the
Yeah.
seventh audition.
It was just a montage clip.
Yeah, he was in the montage, and he didn't have even a segment in the Show Must Go Online part. So anyhow, he in that one he caught an arrow from a crossbow that I'm assuming his wife shot.
Yeah.
This time he's got things set up where he's going to stand blindfolded in front of a target, and these crossbows set up in front of him have bottles that are going to fill up with water. And as they fill up with water, he's going to hear when they get close to the top, and that's when the trigger is set to
Yep.
be pulled when the bottle gets full. So he leans left and one goes off, and then he leans right and one goes off, and leans right again, it goes off. And then the last one, he picked up the book, his big fancy book that he talked up in his video package
Yep.
that has all his secrets.
Yeah.
I think he might have been trying to sell us a lie on that one. But he picked up that
I think
book.
it's just a big block of something. Yeah.
Yeah. Picked up that book as the arrow shot at right at his chest. So like that was cool. He appeared to be blindfolded, and through either some timing or whatever it was, he leaned left and then right and then right, and then he picked up the arrow, picked up the book to get that last arrow. At minimum, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
At most, like that's really, really dangerous.
Really dangerous. I've never been a huge Danger Act guy. This one was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought he was really, you could tell, I thought he was a pro. He was really good at presenting it. He walked with the camera, worked with the camera really well. It's Deadly Games is the comparison, sort
Yeah,
of the crossbow idea. I was really impressed by his ability, what he did. Like the water thing, I thought was a cool setup. Like I thought it was a cool production. I thought the dodging of the arrows was cool. And then there was the wow factor at the end with the picking up the book and stopping
yeah.
the arrow coming right at you. And like you said, at the very least, this is just a guy that is he has got nerves of steel at the very least.
Yeah. So my question with this act, and my question with a, a lot of danger acts, I remember Penn and Teller, Penn saying once, like, you are always allowed to give the appearance of danger. Like that's what
Yep.
magic is the appearance of danger, but you're not actually ever in danger. And
Right.
that's one of the secrets of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how this isn't, like, I think this is danger, not magic, is what it comes
Correct.
down to.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a different category to me.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
um, really, really good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Heidi said, "You're completely nuts." Sophia said, "It would have been horrible if you would have gotten shot, but it was fun."
She's onto something there.
Howie said, "Don't try this, not just at home, but any place ever." And Simon said, "This is one of the nuttiest, craziest, scariest danger acts we've ever had."
Yeah. I think he was on Britain's Got Talent.
I would believe
Uh,
that.
Maybe I think it was pretty recent too. But yeah, he's good. He's a good performer. I'm interested to see him in a live show. I'm interested in that.
Yeah, yeah. Keep your eyes open for Jonathan Goodwin. He's good stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is the 10 acts. Simon and Maria, Brothers Gage, Craig Reed, our hula hooper, Jonathan Goodwin, we just talked about, Shakira McGrath, the Ninja Twins, Ty Barnett, Ryan Trix, Max Major, and Nolan Neal. So, can you give us your like 1 through 10, how you ranked those 10?
Yeah. So I had Jonathan Goodwin 1, Max Major 2, um, Ty Barnett 3, Nolan Neal 4, Ryan Trix 5, Shakira 6, Simon Maria 7, Brothers Gage 8, Craig Reed 9, and the Ninja Twins 10.
Okay, okay. So you did not nail this, the
No,
5 going
I
through.
got 3 of 5.
Okay. Well, the
Yep.
3 that you got then were Jonathan Goodwin, right?
Yep.
Max Major
Hmm.
and Nolan Neal.
Yep. Those are the 3 that I
Okay.
got correct.
The other 2 going through are Shakira McGrath, our country singer, country and
Yep.
sometimes pop singer.
Sometimes EDM singer. Yeah.
And then Simon and Maria as well.
Yeah.
So, surprised, the salsa kids are going through over the
Yeah.
Brothers Gage, our harmonica duo, Craig
Hmm.
Reed, who for some reason we paraded him out here, and he's going to hula hoop all over the signs.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit you
There's
on the way
a
out.
ton of money down the drain.
I don't know, man. Like, why do they bring him on?
I don't know. It's like
Okay.
the inverse of last year with Alex Dallas, who we didn't see his audition, and then
Yeah.
he shows up at the judge cuts and is awesome. Goes to live shows, is awesome, and we're like, why didn't we see this guy's audition? This
Yes.
guy, they're like, oh, we have to show you this, and then it was,
Yeah.
and he went home right away.
I'm not going to see him anymore. Okay, so Brothers Gage, Craig Reed, he's going home. The Ninja Twins, sadly, are eliminated, along with our comedian, Ty Barnett, and our magician, Ryan Trix.
Yeah,
And boy, if I had my pick between Ryan Trix and Max Major, I think I'd take Ryan Trix.
yeah. Based off of that episode, I thought Max was better. As a
Yeah.
whole, I think Ryan probably is better. Max, I just want to see him. I don't know what all he has. I think he's got a lot in his bag of tricks, though. I'm pretty interested in him.
Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. So we've got those 5 going through, and we're going to talk about the other acts that are going through here in just a minute. But they ended the episode then with this, hey, stay tuned for next week. We're going to have the 15 greatest acts of all time,
Yeah.
which is not going to be the 15 greatest acts of all time. Not
No,
by
I
a
mean,
mile.
there was a couple on there. I honestly don't remember, but I was like, really? They're going to, and now they might not actually end up being on there, but I was like, oh, well, first of all, who's deciding this? Like, where's the system coming from? I have a list that I would love for you guys to take a look at, but yeah, I'm excited for it, actually. I love reminiscing on old acts anyways, so I'm actually pretty interested in this episode, but yeah, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a heavy disappointment.
Yeah. So, and I didn't even get everybody's name here. I like went slow motion through this, 30 seconds of their 15 greatest acts of all time, and tried to get what I could. We got Grace Vanderwall,
Mm-hmm.
Tapeface, who I think is absolutely one of the best comedians they've ever had. I really
He's
like
one of my
Tapeface.
he's one of my personal favorites. Top 15,
Yeah, probably not
probably
top
not,
15. Okay.
but he's one that I'll watch. Oh, like I'll watch him still. Like, oh, I need to
Yeah.
I'll go watch Tapeface. He's just his
Yep.
judge cuts when he was doing the airplane thing. I thought was
Yep.
hilarious.
There were some, I think, fire breathers group. Were they called Dustin's Dojo? Kind of a comedy act that Howie just loved these guys.
Okay.
He was like teaching self-defense, but it was actually just a comedy act, is what it turned into. Some guys who dunk basketballs, jumping on trampolines.
Mm-hmm.
A danger act. He was cutting an apple that he was holding in his mouth with a chainsaw.
Huh.
There was what's his name? He was shooting the arrow.
Aaron Crow.
Aaron Crow, thank you.
Aaron Crow.
Not Aaron Bunk, who we I think eliminated here this week. There was a snake wrangler. There was, I think it was the human wick.
Who's still? Oh no, which one's that again?
He shoots himself through the air, lit on fire.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
He can turn the 4 seconds of him flying through the air lit on fire into a 20-minute production. So
yeah. He was on last season.
Was it Champions or last season? It's a lot of fluff.
Human Fuse.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Not the wick.
Human Fuse. Human wick. Yeah.
All right. Again, I didn't really look at all these. There was some dancing violinists, female, who are not Lindsay Sterling, but I don't remember who they were. We had Courtney Hadwin, our rock singer, shy girl, unless she's singing.
Right.
We got Beer Khalsa, the Indian group that was, I think they're a danger act, I'd have to call them.
Yeah.
You're not high on them, huh?
No. They were one of the acts last year that I was like, they're still going.
Still doing it, man.
They didn't. I just didn't. They follow me on Twitter though, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So shout out to them.
Shout out to Beer Khalsa. All right.
Yeah.
They had the cop who's like 7 feet tall, and
he's enormous. Yeah,
these
just
guys
enormous.
Are totally memorable. Totally dangerous, but maybe not everybody's bag of candy then. We had I don't remember the name, Danger Stars or something like that. They crashed a bus into a bus by ramping into the bus. Comedian Drew Lynch, he's the one who has the stutter. And then actually what is probably the greatest act of all time, no doubt greatest 15 of all time, Darcy Lynn Farmer. She is cute and talented and professional, and technically there's nothing wrong with anything she does. I love Darcy Lynn Farmer.
Yeah, I have her second all time on my list.
Okay, we're going to get to see her. Who's your number one all time then?
Shinlin.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, her finale when she did the double puppet saying "Little help from my friends" still might be the best performance that's been on the show. It was incredible. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and a thing that I keep going back to, like specifically Simon and Maria, like they, a lot of people say like they're good salsa dancers for kids, and like I'm tempted to say, like, Darcy Lynn Farmer, she's a good ventriloquist for a kid, but like, no, she's actually just a good ventriloquist. Like, she's
Yeah. It was like last year with those acrobats and the guy was really old. And everybody's like, but
yeah,
he's 83. I'm like, well, yeah, but this isn't 83-year-olds Got Talent. It's America's Got Talent. And there's
right.
just better acrobats than him. Like at the nursing home, he would clean up that talent show. But but this one is everybody. But the thing about Darcy, if she would have just went on and sang just as a regular singer, I think she would have been a live show act. Like her singing voice is incredible.
Yeah, like she's jazzy. Her control, like so good,
Yeah,
so good.
she's amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for that little detour to talk about Darcy Lynn Farmer. She's the best. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, is it 44 acts that are going through here?
Yes.
Okay, and so let's, if you go on the America's Got Talent app, you can see the 44 acts. Don't click on episode results, click on the view the acts button. And you can see the 44 acts. They've got them listed in alphabetical order. And we can go through these and just sort of give any thoughts that we have or anything real quick here. So first one alphabetically by first name, apparently. We've got Alan Silva. He's the little person who did the silks and the acrobatics aerialist act. Enjoyable enough.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed him. I think he's very good. Of the ones that went through, I have him I have him 16th of the ones that went through. So,
all right,
semifinal level guy.
We've got Alex Hooper, our insult comic, who wears ruffles as well, or boas sewed into his collars. I don't know. Alex Hooper.
First time we saw him, was it last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think season 13.
I was really put off by him because I think everybody else was. And then this year, I actually thought he was really funny. And I do like him. I think there's better comedians that didn't get to go through. But I just know I know he's going to get up there and just make fun of people. And so that part of it, I'm like, I could go without that again just because I know what he's going to say. But it's kind of like with, what was his name on Champions, the kid. This last one, the young comedian, 7-year-old. On Champions this last year.
What was it from Australia?
Tango is his last name, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
yeah, he was sort of the same thing. I knew every time he came on, he was just going to make fun of the judges, which there was cheap laughs in there, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a broken record.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Alex Hooper. We've got Alexis Brownlee and the Puppy Pals. I believe they were the from a Show Must Go Online part.
Yep.
So they're going to the live shows. We've got Annie Jones, a young singer. What are your thoughts on Annie?
I liked her a lot. She had a really interesting voice, sang kind of a song that I wouldn't have expected her to sing. I think I have her 11th. I think she's a Fringe live or finalist.
Oh wow. Okay. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Let's see. First time she sang Dance Monkey.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. Let me get back to my page here. That was Andy. We've got Archie Williams. He's the guy who spent, 35 years in prison for a
38, I think it was, or 37. Yeah.
37. I think 37 because he said in 82, and I was born in 82. So
there you go.
Yeah. So 37 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. DNA eventually exonerated him.
Yeah. Great story.
Boy, the America's Got feels of it. Like, that's a pretty good, if that's what we're judging you on. But he is also a very talented singer.
I get it. Yeah, I don't dislike his singing. You can't send him home before the live shows. I get it. He's one I'm like, fine, send him through. The guy's been through plenty.
Make America vote him out.
Yeah, and let America put him down, and we'll take care of it. Don't worry. But yeah, no, he's an awesome story. He seems like a really good guy too. So
No, and it feels like his voice, it's got like the ability to be very smooth and also the
Hmm.
ability to get really growly. Like he's got that experience, you know,
Yeah, he's
that gravel in his voice, but also just so butter soft. So I
yeah,
like
like
him.
Robert Finley last year.
I can see him as a top
Yep,
10.
sure.
We've got Bad Salsa, who is the better
Hmm.
salsa duo. We've got Bello
Yes.
and Annalise Knock. So we can talk about them for a minute. Bello Knock was a danger performer or a clown of sorts, dangerous clown of sorts.
Yep.
From when was he? Season 10-ish?
12. 12.
12? Okay. And
I
then
think he was 12. Yeah.
his daughter, Annalise Knock, she was on, must have been 13, and she did a couple
13.
of
Yep.
danger acts where she blew herself
Yep.
up and stuff. So they're back
Mhm.
and they're going to perform together. So it's not the same act.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, we saw them
Exactly.
on a high wire in a montage there. So apparently Bello and
Yeah.
Annalise are going through. Speaking of
Hmm.
Bello, we got the Bello
Yeah. There's
sisters.
yeah. Very confusing, to be totally honest. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So the Bello sisters are not related to Bello Knock, um,
Nope.
but they are what a balancing trio, hand balancers,
Yeah.
acrobatic
Yeah.
trio.
Acrobat balance. Yeah.
Um, I really like these three. We've seen hand balancers. I feel like you grow exponentially when you add a third person to your hand balancing
Right.
over two. Um,
Yeah. And they were the ones who the one girl's legs looked like they were going to break. It
yes,
was an incredible. It was a really good performance,
yes, and she's yet to actually have a leg break. I can is what I
as far as we
understand.
know.
So that's good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Bonavega. This is one of these. This guy, he's just an entertainer. He sings,
Yep.
he dances, he gyrates. He's kind of like Prince Poppycock, but rock
Meets.
instead of opera.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm neutral. I'll say I'm neutral on him. I
Okay,
honestly I thought he was lip syncing, which he probably wasn't, but I felt like he was, which always sours my
okay.
taste of people. Even though I might be dead wrong, and he may have just been really singing. If I feel like you're lip syncing, it just immediately. It was like the same thing with G Force last year.
Oh yeah,
Like I thought they were the first time I thought they were lip syncing, and although they seem like super likable girls, I was like, I think you're lip syncing, which ends up really hurting it for me. But yeah,
yeah. Okay, we've also got the Bone Breakers. This is the contortionist quartet that did some
yeah,
dancing and contortion. I thought they were fantastic. If you're going to be a contortionist on the show, you got to be more than just a contortionist. And these guys,
yeah,
like, doing it as a team, I thought it was great. So
yeah.
I'm here all
This
day
was
for the
the
Bone
best.
Breakers.
Yeah, they're the best version of this kind of act that I can remember because they actually did, and I think I talked about this the first time I was on. They
Yeah,
actually did some moves that were like not just breaking their bones, but
yeah,
like dance moves and choreography and stuff.
yeah. Some stuff we haven't seen. Okay,
Hmm.
our first golden buzzer going through here is Brandon Leak. He is the spoken word poet.
Hmm.
Um, Boy, give us some thoughts on Brandon Leak. I'm curious what you think of this act.
So it was cool. Like it was interesting to see this kind of act because we've never seen it before. It's still to me takes a lot of talent to write this kind of stuff. It's hard to be creative writing, whether it's writing songs, poetry, rap, music, whatever it is. So that part of it, but at the same time, I'm halfway through, I kind of space out and I'm not, you lose me a little bit because part of the lure of all of rhyming words and telling a story like that is the music behind it too. So I thought it was cool that he gets to go through. I thought it was a cool golden buzzer. I think he's got a chance to get the golden buzzer bump, but I'm not gonna stand on the table and say this guy is one of the best of the season.
Yeah. No, I think the golden buzzer bump is good. I'm happy to see something non-traditional
Right.
go through. He has skills as an entertainer and as he elicits emotion through
Hmm. Yeah. He's
through
very good
his
at spoken
performance.
word.
So it'll be interesting to see what America does with Brandon
Yeah.
Leak. So okay, next act we've got Brett Loudermilk going through. He is the sword swallower who judges pulled swords out of his mouth.
Yep.
He's
I love him.
as much an entertainer as he is a sword swallower.
He's hilarious. I think he's hilarious. I really enjoyed his whole act when he was on. I think I talked about it the first time I was on about him too. Was he reminds me of a tape face style,
Yeah,
where he can sort of fill that lane of, yeah, you have no idea what's coming. Is it, what's the definable talent? Not totally sure, but it's there. It's impressive. It's entertaining, and someone that people can really get behind. I like him a lot.
Okay. So that's Brett Loudermilk. The CA Wildcats.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they went through, and they came up on the screen, and they went through, and I was like, oh great, they went through. Cool cheerleading. Some of my cheerleading friends messaged me, hey, did they go through? I said, yeah, they went through. And then I look at the list. There's on AGT is tweeting out the people who go through, and they tweeted out that another dance group, I'm sure we'll get to, had gone through, and all we saw of them going through was a bunch of people getting told they were going through. So I was like, oh wait, maybe it wasn't them. Maybe it was this other dance group. So then I'm like, oh, so I deleted the tweet that said, nice job, you're going through, because then I thought they didn't go through. More people asked me if they went through. I'm like, no, I thought they did, but they're not. And then the next day comes up that they did go through. I was all over the map with that.
Oh, no.
It was bad, but I'm glad they went through. They were good. I don't know how far they get.
It'll be interesting to see what America does with them. There's
just been better versions.
Yeah. Boy, that's interesting. Boy, that was a heck of a roller coaster. I think if you slowed down and looked, like the very top left box of all the people going through, I think it said that group's name. So it wasn't the CA Wildcats.
I was a mess.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the CA Wildcats.
Yes.
Your number one fan and the number one fan of AGT Commenter. I think it's mutual.
Yes. Yes, it's mutual. They're going through.
You're going through. Okay. Selena, that is our kind of tomboy singer. She's got a lot of soul in her singing. Mm-hmm. We got Christina Ray, our golden buzzer singer.
How high on her are you?
Not very.
Really?
It's hard for me to be high on any singer, honestly. Like I really want to see other stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna sing, like, also entertain me somehow. Have a puppet or a story,
or at least move around. And she was very stationary.
Yeah. So fantastic singer, though. There's no doubt. Again, Christina Ray. Okay, we've got Dance Town Family. I think this is the group that you saw that you thought was the CA Wildcats, that then you didn't think was the CA Wildcats, and now you know. Okay.
Then turned out it wasn't, but they also went through. Yeah.
So I think the Dance Town Family might be of the what I want to say, the lineage of the Untouchables and the Junior All-Stars, Miami All-Stars.
All-Stars. Yep. Yeah. In their bio on the app, it says that same family, cousins.
Same family. Okay. So we know what we're getting with Dance Town Family. That must be why they didn't show us anything about them or give us any heads up or anything at all, because we've actually already seen them.
I think this is probably the first time we have an act going live show that hasn't been seen by any of the people. It has to be.
Well, so they were on the screen for a second during the Show Must Go Online section of the of that last episode of the 7th audition. So that's all I have to say.
We'll
okay. We've got Daniela Tulashova, a young singer Seems like she gets a lot of love. What do you think of Daniela?
I think she's the best one of the season.
Okay.
I've talked glowingly about her on Twitter many times. I had a whole thread this week how I was really upset that they didn't have. She wasn't at the end of the last audition episode. She wasn't in the montage. She wasn't on the best of episode last week. And I thought, to me, I'm probably higher on her than some other people. To me, if things go well for her, even if, let's say, she wins the show, to me, she's can be the biggest star that's ever come out of the show. Because to me, she's a recording artist. She's the one that gets signed, I think, by Simon or whatever, and actually takes that and runs with it. To me, it was probably the best singing audition that I've scored. I think there's been better singing performances. I think Brian Justin Crubb's Judge Cuts was better.
Okay.
But in terms of first audition on that stage, to me, it was the best. I gave it a perfect 5. I scored out of 5, 1 through 5. I think she's incredible. Now there's a chance she comes out and it just doesn't go as well for her and things go in a different direction. Hopefully not. I don't hope for bad things for anybody. To me, if she plays her cards right, she can be bigger than the show and be one of them that sort of, it's not, here's to the show of a winner of AGT. It's not attached to her for the rest of her career like pretty much everybody else who's been on the show.
Okay. Yeah, she's 13 years old. She's from Kazakhstan, has a real mature voice. I am surprised to hear such high praise.
I think she's incredible.
Okay. All right. Drummers and Divas of Compton. This is are they like a step group or a drum line?
They're a drum line and dance group kind of combo. And I really liked them. I think they were one of the very first
they were very early in the season, yeah.
They were definitely on the first episode. Oh, no, they were second episode.
Second episode, I want to say, yeah. They're fun.
Okay. I like them.
Double Dragon. This is the twin group that does go through over the Ninja Twins. Yes. Are they Colombian, Puerto Rican? I don't remember where they're from. They first time they sang "It's Raining Men." Really, yeah, Latinas. They're from Lima, Peru, is where they're originally from. So. Then we've got Fang E. He is our ukulele player. He played like some real intricate stuff. Then he hit his guitar pedal, and then he just rocked it and shredded his ukulele. Then he's likable. I don't know what America's going to do with him. I don't know even what Sophia's going to do with him, because she keeps bringing up the ukulele as this instrument that might not be her favorite. So
we'll see.
So we'll see. We've got Frenchie Baby. He is a contortionist. It's like if you took 1/4 of the Bone Breakers and then you got Frenchie Baby.
Yeah, he's Straw Serpent style.
Yes, very much. Okay. Jonathan Goodwin, who we spent plenty of time on. We've got Cameron Ross, a singer. I'm going to look at my notes on him quick because
he's a country singer. So he was a country singer. He sang Brooks and Dunn. Simon stopped him, and then he sang, I can't remember what song he sang. He might have sang the same song, but I can't remember if he sang a different song or not.
Red Dirt Road, What If I Stay?
Okay. And he was a younger guy, kind of a clean-cut looking guy.
Yeah. Cameron with a K, Cameron Ross.
Yep. He tried to be Brooks and Dunn, but he's more like a Scotty McCreery style.
I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Country fans will be like, that's right on, man. Nice.
Yeah, nailed it. Okay. We got Kelvin Dukes. He is a singer, right?
Yep.
He sang Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin. Oh, yeah, Kelvin. He was real,
Fun kid.
Fun, yeah. Had a lot of soul, a lot of soul. I'll say that.
He reminded me, personality-wise, he reminded me of Luke Islam from last year. Sort of a young kid that was super bubbly and happy and fun.
Yep. Okay, we got Kennedy Dodds. She is a singer-guitarist.
Yeah.
She's the one whose family had the retinitis pigmentosa.
Yep.
So going blind, super likable, super cute.
Hmm.
We've got the
Good singer
Lightwave
too.
Theater. Oh yeah, also ability to sing is
Yeah,
worth pointing out.
I do like her. Yeah.
Thanks for okay. Lightwave Theater Company. They are
Yeah.
the ones that did the like life-size puppetry. Um,
Yes.
what did you think of this group going through?
I was not a fan of them the first time.
Okay.
I have them pretty low. One of my lower ones of the season, to be honest.
All right.
Um, they were I was like, they didn't, it was just, I thought it was going to be a bunch of puppets like flying around. It was going to be like, and then it was this really creepy puppet and this dog that was enormous. And I was like, I just didn't love it. Maybe they got something better up
Yeah.
their sleeve, but I thought I was not in
I'm
love with them.
optimistic that they're going to bring something better. Okay, we got
Yeah.
Malik Dope drummer.
Yeah.
Was he one of the very first of the season? He had
Yeah.
like
He was really early.
7 snare drums across the stage, and
Yep.
he's dancing and he's playing them all, doing some cool stuff. Um, we got Max Major, who we talked about. We got
Hmm.
Michael Yo, our comedian. Um,
Yeah.
Great to have a comedian. We got Noah Epps. He is the boy that did
Yeah.
like the marionette dance, the puppet
Yeah.
dance.
Yep. Yep.
Very what
Different.
did it remind me of? It was different. It reminded me of Merrick Hanna.
Mm.
You remember him from a few seasons ago. A kid who danced like a robot is what it
Okay.
was.
Yes. 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 Yep. You're right
Um,
on, actually.
okay, Nolan Neal, who we've talked about now. We've got
Yep.
Pork Chop Review. This is, again, one of the very first acts of the season.
The first. It was the first act of the
Okay,
season.
and it was
Yeah.
pigs doing dog tricks.
Yeah.
And those guys, I tell you what, they are something. What are their names? It's um,
Yeah.
I
What were
must
their
have them
names?
under. Here they are.
I
We've
have it right
got
here, actually.
Les and Nina
Yep.
Kimes. They are Florida folks through and through. So,
Yes.
Pork
Yep.
Chop Review. Okay, we've got Resound. It's a trio. They
Yeah.
are real smooth. I
Yeah.
like them.
I like them a lot.
I could
They,
see them with a recording contract.
yeah, they're really good.
Yep. Okay, Roberta Battaglia is
Hmm.
another girl singer. She's a golden buzzer. Um, apparently not quite as good as Danelia Chulashova, but
Not quite as good.
not
No,
quite as good.
no.
Okay.
But I did like her a lot. I thought it was a good audition.
Okay. We got Shakira McGrath, who we've spent some time on tonight. We've got Sheldon Riley. He's the singer who came out with the like
Face
beads
mask.
over his face.
Yeah.
He had a real kind of a darkness about him that the judges were enthralled by.
I thought he was awesome.
Okay.
His voice was incredible, I thought.
He had a very, he was a good singer. I don't know that I was entertained. Like,
Sure.
it was a little slow for me, maybe.
He kills on The Voice, which I think he's actually been on a version of The Voice somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably the show he's more made for.
Yeah, could very well be. Like quite literally, like it's really just about your voice, not about
Correct.
Okay.
Entertainment value necessarily.
Yeah. Okay, Simon and Maria. We've talked about them. We got the Spyros Bros. Here's some variety for you. I'm glad to see them going through. Their energy and their smiles are awfully infectious.
Okay, I thought they were really good. Like, I thought it was going to be kind of a throwaway audition when he ran out there because he was this sort of quirky guy.
Right.
And then what they actually were doing was really impressive. They were throwing that. I assume it's called the Spyro. They were throwing that thing.
It's called we talked about this in the podcast. Let me find it here. You talk for a second.
They were doing really impressive moves with that thing, and I actually have them ranked 8th after the first. It's really only been one round, so the rankings are kind of arbitrary at this point with only one sample size. But I really like them a lot.
Yeah, Diabolo is what it's called.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Diablo.
Yes.
The word for devil. Yeah, they were throwing that thing around and they were doing some pretty intricate stuff. They are, Marco and Mark Angelo brothers. So that's weird. We've got, okay, so this is the group here. The Shape is a group that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, I should click on their bio once.
Yeah, and we could just like read their bio if we want. What do you call a brotherhood of teenage street dancers without a name? Now known as The Shape, none of the dancers in this all-male dance crew had any previous dance training prior to joining their high school performing arts program 5 years ago. But after winning 8 U.S. national championships titles together as members of their high school hip-hop dance team, these teenagers from Monterey Park, California are ready to bring their creativity to a whole new level. This team hip-hop program experiences a frequent revolving door of new dancers each year, which forces the group to constantly shapeshift to maintain their winning streak. Together, they dance as brothers, as one united force. They are The Shape.
I will say that they've piqued my interest with that bio. 8 national championships. That raises the eyebrows a little bit. I'm interested in them.
An all-male dance team. Yeah, interesting. Okay,
we'll
so we literally know nothing about them. Like they have not been on the auditions. They have not been online. They have not been anywhere related to AGT until this moment.
Yeah, they're the least known act to make the lives ever. I am firmly confident in that statement.
Okay. They are going to be going up against Thomas Day, really, really good field goal kicker.
Yes. Okay singer.
Okay singer. Okay, yeah.
I didn't love him. I think I tweeted you might want to, if you want to make it as a singer, maybe a few less PATs and a few more vocal lessons. I didn't love his voice, but also he was really bad at holding the microphone when he sang. He looked like Drew Brees drinking like water. If you ever watch him take a drink, his elbow goes like above his head.
Yeah.
So I didn't love Thomas Day, but we'll see. Who knows? He might have spent all quarantine really ironing out those vocals and come back and really blow us away. So
maybe he's going to do what would we call this? Like the reverse Sandow Russian bar trio, where like he does his not as good act first.
Yeah, he already span upside down on the piano.
Yes, and this time he's going to come and he's going to kick field goals. We're going to be like, whoa!
Yeah, he's going to come.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hit a 50-yarder and be like, oh, okay, well.
Dang.
He was trying to be Zac Efron from High School Musical. It's basically the lane he's trying to go down. But we'll see.
Yeah, all right. The reverse Sandow Russian bar. I love it. Okay, we got Usama Siddiqui, our comedian. He jokes about his name and about being Muslim, being raised Muslim. We have Vincent Marcus. He is the comedian, impressionist.
Rapper.
He rapped in the voices of other famous rappers.
To nursery rhymes. It was a clever, funny act.
Yeah, it was clever. It was funny. It was memorable. So I will be curious to see what else he brings.
Yeah,
I think he's got some real potential. We've got the Voices of Our City Choir, who was Terry Cruz's Golden Buzzer, and then the Waffle Crew, which is Simon's Golden Buzzer.
I love
which
Waffle.
is the dance group.
Yeah, they're incredible. I have them second. I think they're the second best of the season so far.
Okay, so Waffle Crew and The Shape are going to be, I think, 2 to watch, kind of running that same line there. But boy, that is a lot of acts that are going through. I don't think that it's probably worth talking about all the acts that aren't going through at this point.
No.
But there are a lot of really good acts that aren't going through, which is really
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um,
I think if it's a regular season, it probably doesn't turn out quite that way. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a
yeah,
bummer. I think like Ryan Trix, Winston, Wesley Williams, the unicycle guy.
yes.
I was disappointed he wasn't going through. I really enjoyed his audition.
The one wheel wonder, man.
Yeah.
We got I mean, yeah, I don't need to go through all these, but
No.
there's some really good stuff. Our guy who was singing backwards, like I had ideas, I had this vision of all the things that could be going on stage with confetti going off and fireworks that find their way back into the fireworks, and somebody juggling something or doing cartwheels or I don't know, like the things that you could do, and then you play
Yeah.
that backwards, like, oh, it could be so fun. But
Yeah.
here we are without him. So it's unfortunate that some of these
Yeah.
really great acts are not going to be going through. Um, yeah, I'll go ahead and say unfortunate that some of the acts that I don't think deserve a live show are in fact going through.
Yeah.
We're not going to see Olax again. That's our throat singing brother and sister duo from Siberia.
Yep.
That was an act that just really stood out to me as
Right.
something totally unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we've talked a lot about these. Any other thoughts, comments you want to share before we kind of put a button on this one tonight?
I mean, like we talked about at the beginning, the format obviously is just so, out of whack. But I do actually like kind of what they did with the sending people through right away. I would be interested to see if they go with that. But yeah, it's the only thing I was thinking about was, is there still going to be a wild card this year?
I
Someone who
wouldn't be
comes back.
surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I also, if they don't, like, they didn't have a guest judge at this judge cuts either for like a golden buzzer. So
Right.
who knows what's going to happen? But I was kind of hoping there would be, because there's I think quite a few good. That's always one of my favorite things every year, is trying to make a guess on who's going to be the wild card based off of the good acts that got snubbed. Who's like a Stephen Brundage situation.
Yeah. So yeah, some pretty unfortunate ones that we're going to miss out on. But yeah, I guess I want to take care of business. I forgot to do this on the front end. You can tweet at me. I'm at One Man Bander. You can tweet at AGT Commenter. You can tweet at the show at AGT Time. And if you want to follow any of those for some like live tweeting during the episodes, that's probably the place to be. We have a website, agttime.com, is pretty easy to remember. You can, what else do we got? Email us, agttime, or is it agtcast? Darn it. agttime@gmail.
The Facebook is cast.
Yeah, and Facebook, it's agtcast. So check us out. Join us where you can. We've gotten a few comments. There was a comment left on our iTunes from your friends at the your Twitter. So thank you to your Twitter. We love you too. Thank you. And,
your Twitter.
And we're going to keep this train rolling. So as we mentioned in the middle of the episode here, we've got the best of 15 seasons, or a salute to 15 seasons of AGT, whatever it's going to be, next week. And then I think we're on to live shows. So,
yep.
Man, anything else we need to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, everybody, stay safe, wash your hands, and listen to the Ninja Twins and wash your hands. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.